We're live, baby. Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to welcome back to Stranded Deep Hit Conversation. This is raining. It's not raining in real life though. It's fucking warm as hell in real life. What's the degrees today, Batman? No, it's 75. It's gonna go up to like freaking the 80s, mid 80s. That's fucking crazy. Supposed to rain on Friday? Today's Thursday. Oh, jeez. I didn't sleep much. You know, I'm a tired man, so I apologize if I'm gonna sound fucking insane today. It's it's fine. Well, we're gonna get through this together, and it's either gonna become a mess of gargled language or an actual decent conversation. So we'll tune in next time to find out. Wait, no, tune in today. Tune in right this very second to find out. I should drink water or something, but no, I don't have any in my room, so I'm not gonna bother. What do sorry. Okay, but so what are we talking about today? You guys know. I don't. I do. I just forget. It's Easter. Yeah. I don't. I chose the best time to talk about Easter. You know, the week after Easter. You know, I didn't exactly plan it out in my head very well about the holiday season and the holiday times. But you know, there's never a bad time to talk about Easter. Easter's cool. You know, everyone loves Easter. You know, Easter's got like eggs. They got chocolates. They got family. Family's always cool. And hello, this is me now. My family had a really big. My family had a really big we'd always go a little crazy on certain holidays. So like Christmas, oh my aunt would decorate the grandma's house. And just we'd have a really fucking massive Christmas party thing there. New Year's sometimes we'd go over there. It wasn't as crazy. Easter she'd make the fucking biggest egg hunt, put things everywhere. It was awesome, and there would be like a fucking like at least like 8 to 10 of us as kids just running around collecting eggs. I feel like I'm on fire. My arms feel like they're on fire just because it's so warm. But it's just fine. I'm okay. Other holidays. I don't think there's that many more actually. Oh, there's that. There's. Thanksgiving, obviously. Yeah. Everyone gets their family together for Thanksgiving. At least most people do anyway. Halloween. Sometimes we would celebrate with the family. We'd just all go out and trick or treat. Sometimes it's just, you know, like a basic family and stuff. But that's cool. You know, nothing wrong with that. But today we're talking about Easter. Alright, Easter is Easter. It's Easter Thursday. It's post Easter Thursday. That's what today is. If you didn't already know that. I'm hitting them out. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. To Easter Sunday. No, it's Thursday, but it was Easter, and I swear I'm okay. But it's Easter, right? Okay, hold on. I need to gather myself here. Easter Sunday. That's what. No, it's not today. God. Yeah, we're talking about Easter. We're talking about my experiences with Easter. Some Easter stories. Call it that. Call that the title. I only want to just. You know, I want to talk about Easter, but I don't really have anything planned in particular. I guess start with this Easter first. This Easter was pretty fun, I gotta say. I had to work that at night, so I really pretty much just celebrated Easter from like 9 a.m. to like 2:15, 2:30 in the p.m. But I mean, overall, it was a pretty fun Easter. Cause listen, I might be 20. And this might be something that, some of you guys look at me and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Who even is this guy? Why is this guy, think he could do things?" But I love a good Easter egg hunt. I love a scavenger hunt. I love just looking for shit. I feel like that's one of the most fun things when you're out and you're just living with a goal to look for stuff. I want to play like a scavenger hunt video game. Do they have any of those? I'm not gonna look up now, but I was about to just close the game. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, but yeah, I love anything that's like just looking for shit. Like, even if there aren't any clues, but if there's clues, they're like, oh, that's pretty fucking fun. But they have to be like not obvious clues, not like the first item you're looking for is it lies where you do when you go to sleep. And it's like, oh, okay, it's bed. And then you go to the bed, and they're like, great, now your next item is cold as your produce. And okay, it's in the fridge. And then it's like, hey, you're gonna die in 3 days. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I think you die in 3 days. And you're like, well, shit. I must not have solved the riddle. It is a shame. I'm not gonna die in 3 days. That wasn't foreshadowing of anything in particular. I'm just think brain thinking time. Yeah, but it was a fun time though. So yeah, I like an Easter egg hunt. So me and my twin sister did one of those. By did I mean my mom. I could put a bunch of eggs around the place, and we looked for them. And there was some money in them, because, I mean, obviously, candy for kids is pretty cool, but money is where the money's at. So we went for money. And we did this last year, too. And last year, I think I was off and she worked, but she worked the morning, so we did it at night. And it was fucking chaos, because she only put them last year in one room, in our, like, living room area. And so trying to find all those in one little area, we knew it was us versus the world. So we were at each other's throats. We were hunting eggs. We were flipping fucking pillows. We were pushing things around. We were trying to find every nook and cranny because there's only one room, and we had to make sure we could find them all. And my mom was dying laughing last year, just watching us fucking dig up the entire living room, just trying to find like the most basically hidden eggs known to man. Because she didn't want to ruin the place trying to hide eggs, so she was like, okay, we're just going to make it pretty easy. We didn't really expect that. Dang it. But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, I'm telling you. Ooh, yeah. That year was great. I think I know that I had won because I collected more money, but I got like an extra like big bill, so I had like $20 more than she did, and I was like, fuck yeah, but I gave her some anyway because I was like, I'm not gonna be an asshole. This year was a lot closer though, and my mom went even further out and decided to hide them in several rooms this time, and there was a ton of eggs, and she forgot how many she did, so that's always fun. But luckily we knew the set amount in the eggs was $150. So there's $150 worth of eggs in the house. You have to find them. And we did eventually. It took us a good while because she forgot how many she hunted, and then by the time we found most of them, we were alright. Let's count them up and see how much we had. We were still missing like $6, so we frickin' turned the whole house down trying to find those $6. we did, and ultimately I say we. It was my sister. I at the end of the day was down by $6. She had, I think, 80. Yeah, she had $81, and I had $69. And I was pretty happy with $69, but she gave me $6 more, so it was an even split, which is very nice. But yeah, it was like chase is the fun part, you know. But the fun part isn't necessarily just keeping the majority of the money. You just want to be the guy who can say, "Hey, I won this year," but here you go, you take the thing. But it's nice like that. It's good fun. Everyone loves a good little. Like, honestly, I do genuinely believe an egg hunt is the best thing about Easter. I don't care about the family. I don't care about the food. Even oh my god, I fucking never mind. I love the food. Like, Thanksgiving ain't for me, mostly because turkey. But as a kid, I literally didn't eat anything at Thanksgiving. I didn't. I didn't like the smells of the food, and my gag reflex was a lot worse. So if I would just smell food I didn't like, I'd just start gagging. Like, I wouldn't throw up, but I'd like start gagging, and I'm like, okay, I'm not fucking sitting in here doing this. Like, I'll just sit inside watching Pokemon X and Y. Or whichever one was on. I know one year X and Y was on, so I was watching X and Y. I fucking love Pokemon X and Y. That's a really good season of the Pokemons. No joke. Love X and Y. I guess all the Pokemon X and Y games as a whole, definitely probably my favorites of the series, which is a very what the fuck's wrong with you stance to take there, but fuck you. Alright, so yeah, this year we did the egg hunt thing. We did the egg hunt last in the day, but I guess I explained it first, so we'll just go backwards. I know we had some food, and, you know, I mean, sometimes we'll have, like, a bunch of stuff, sometimes we'll have, like, this, and that. You know, I'll be obviously on, like, ham, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, like, some of the obvious stuff that most people would have for Thanksgiving, or this is Easter, for having Easter, they would have for Easter. You know, cool stuff, and I did have technically all of that, well, most of that, but we had it all as one big dish. So for those of you who don't know my mother, which is everybody here, she makes the best mac and cheese in the world. It's just she takes like any pasta, some like Velveeta cheese, and like a bunch of like just tomato soup, and not tomato sauce, it's tomato soup. So it's not like a pasta. It's mac and cheese with tomato soup in it. It's fucking delicious. And this year, for Easter, she went fucking crazy with it. She added like some like kibasi meat and like a chicken. Like, she makes really good chicken, so she made some of that, popped it in there, and then she coated the top with mashed potatoes, and like cheesy mashed potatoes too. So it was literally just like a shepherd's pie, but mac and cheese instead of meat. And holy fucking shit, it was amazing. It was so good. I probably had more of that than the entire house combined. Like, I probably had over 50% of what we had that day. It was just tasty, man. It was fucking good. God damn, it was delicious. But then, of course, came well, I guess first came the Easter egg baskets, the baskets of stuff. And, you know, I mean, we didn't go crazy. You know, I think last Easter we went a little fucking bananas on giving each other stuff. This year we kind of reined it in, mostly because we realized it's Easter. You know, Easter's not necessarily about gifts, you know, so we don't have to be spending like hundreds of dollars, or at least like close to $100 on gifts for everybody. I think I wound up doing like at least like 100 something total. But yeah, like, it was mostly just candy that we gave each other. But I gave everybody a mug. And it was they're pretty cool mugs. I was pretty proud of that. They had the cats on it. I could probably show you mine, but I don't. It's one of those magic mugs where you kind of just gotta like have like a hot beverage. Well, yeah, of course I made myself one, so I didn't want to you know, make it weird. I originally was making that for my sister's birthday, because on the sorry, I guess I could say on the 17th, my older sister's birthday, and I was gonna make her a mug, and you just kind of send it to her, and you say like, you should totally drink coffee with this. However, the mug, of course, is very obviously a magic mug, because they didn't really, I guess they used too bright of colors, so they kind of just very much so see the design on it beforehand. But it's cool, it's whatever. It's still a nice little mug. Well, yeah, I got one of those for everybody, and what I wound up getting, I got a desktop skee-ball game, not like the computer desktop skee-ball game, like a tiny skee-ball game. I have an obsession with tiny little games and stuff. I fucking love those things. Genuinely, like, my favorite thing to exist. At least one of them, anyway. That was a very soggy meat. But, yeah, I love those things. So, yeah, my sister got me one. I was really freaking happy about that. I got a, I got my stylograph, but I bought that for myself, and I was expecting it to come on Thursday, but it said it was coming early on Sunday. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Easter fucking gift for me, for myself. Good stuff. I could remember, I got like a little fluffy Easter gnome. He's got like little bunny ears on him. He's really cute. He's cool, dude. He's adorable. Put my basket here. Oh, I got like a little Lego, like a little chicken thing. Like a little chicken with a couple chicks in it. So I like building Legos. My sister actually got me a bigger Lego set, which is like the tiger set. It was like a tiger, red panda, or a koi fish. I opted for the red panda, except I fucking lopped off its head and then made the koi fish head as well. So I put the koi fish head and I modified it a little so it could actually fit on the red panda model. And then I just put it on there, so it kind of just looks like a weird chameleon freakazoid. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm pretty sure I got a couple other things. My brain ain't working good enough to actually remember, but yeah, so I'm gonna stop it there. But yeah, then I went to work, and then we came back, had to cover some more food. Sister was already knocked out because she worked in the morning the next day, so I was like, okay, well, that was Easter. And it was fun. I had a very, very nice Easter. I hate the heat. See, like all the adhesive that I've used to adhere things to my walls, or just adhere things to other things, is loosening and making everything fucking fall down. Like one day I just put like a bunch of glowing stars on my ceiling, like around my main light, and I was like, this is cool. But every time, that's like a year ago. But now it gets to the point where it's so warm that none of the adhesives are sticking, so they'll just occasionally fall off my ceiling and onto me while I sleep, or just they'll be on the bed by the time I come home, and it's like, what the fuck? Why is this happening? Cooked meat. But yeah, it's just silly. It's just silly. Yeah, hate the heat. But either way, the stars, the moon, Easter is what I'm talking about. The past Easters are very bittersweet to remember for me, because half the time I never really did anything. Like, my family would do stuff, but I never really did anything for a good while, actually. Because my grandma was pretty old. She was like, I don't remember how old exactly, but she lived for a long time, like way more than anyone's expecting. Just because, you know, old people, they don't really live very long. But this one did. You know, she kicked around the glass cannon for a while. But I didn't mean to say glass cannon, but now I did, because we were always afraid of being sick around her, because we were, oh, if she gets sick, it's probably fucking over. So at any time we were sick, when we were having like a family event, we just basically said, hey, we're not gonna, you can't really come, like, we're sorry, but we're not gonna risk anything, which is completely fair, and I respect that idea, because you know, someone's life is more important than a good time on Easter. But for whatever reason, as a kid, like for like 3 years in a row, I was sick right around Easter time. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know how. But, like, my brain, my body just coordinated it to, like, a little scheme to make sure I could never have an Easter time with my family. And it sucked. It was a bunch of dookie. So, for, like, it was, like, I think it was 3, but it might have been 2 years. Either way, it was at least 2 years in a row that I didn't get to experience a fun old time of Easter with anybody. Like literally, my family would go, and I think my dad would stay with me just to make sure I didn't like blow up the house. But I felt bad because then he couldn't experience Easter with everybody either. It was stupid. And but yeah, so there was 2 years. I was just like very sick too. It wasn't just like, oh, I had a little sneezy. No, I literally like wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't want to like wake up. I just wanted to lay there and be a person. But like a person doormat, just I don't care if people walked over me. I just like fuck it, just maybe you could step out the sick juices out of my body. You know, it's like I'm like the grapes in like a barrel, and like people are like stepping on them to make wine. Like I'm the grapes, and the wine is my sick juice. Anyway, Easter, yeah, so there was a couple of years where I didn't go, and the years that I did go, they were fucking really fun, but again, you know, there was always times to be pissed off or just annoyed. First of all, how my aunt did the Easter egg hunts at my grandma's house was that each would have like a little bit of candy in there. Like a couple of the eggs had like some money in it, but it wasn't a lot of them. And there was an extra reward at the end. So when everyone would gather their eggs, they'd count up to see how many they got. You know, they could pop them open, see if they got anything in them. And then at the end, there was when we come back inside, we'd loot inside the grandma's house first. I say loot. We'd hunt for eggs. And then they'd say, alright, head outside. And then we'd look outside, because there was always a bunch outside. And then by the time we came back inside, she had this whole table set up with like a bunch of toys and trinkets and stuff. And it'd be like, okay, count up your eggs, and however many eggs you got, that's how many gifts that you got. And then and then also like whoever got the I think it was the least amount of eggs went first, and then like it would kind of like go like round robin. So like you choose, and then go back around, and then when someone ran out of eggs, they'd be cut off, and then other people would keep going, which it's a good thing. It's a good idea. I will say it's a good idea. However, I think that it should have just determined turn order. Because there were a lot of times where, like, some of my siblings would get, like, freaking 10 more eggs than I did. And then I'd just be sitting there with, like, my 4 things. Because I think there was one year where I literally got, like, maybe at most, like 5, 6 eggs. And I'd sit there with, like, my sad sack of options while the rest of my family is still just, like, going. Like, it's like, It was a weird thing, because my aunt hid the eggs, but also with help from one of my cousins, who would then also hunt the eggs and get prizes at the end of the day. So it's like, you literally know where you hid. It's not like you hid them 2 weeks in advance and you forgot about it. You just hid them, like, yesterday, or, like, before we showed up. Like, of course we're gonna know. Of course they're gonna know. So they always got, like, 20 eggs or something. And then they were pretty much like really, really good friends with my older sister, so she also wound up getting a bunch of eggs. So it's pretty much just, you know, like my younger cousin was always like this, like the favored one. Which none to her. I feel like every time I mention her, I have to say there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, but yeah, she was always favored. So like my aunt would always be like, "Hey, you should look in there for the egg. There's probably an egg in there." So it was just so cool. So they always wind up with a bunch of eggs, while the rest of us were kind of just the side characters to my family's little Easter expeditions. But you know, it's cool. It's whatever. And uh, yeah. So and it'd also be times where like we'd find eggs and like two people saw it, so then it'd be like, hey, no, I found this egg. No, I found this egg. And then sometimes I'd be the one to take the egg. And then like someone would get upset and then knock over my egg basket and take a good like half of my eggs out of my thing. And then I'd go to get them back, and then of course that's when my aunt is like, "Hey, stop that! You can't do that." So then I'd be like 7 eggs down because I took one egg that I found, and then they just knock my freaking basket over and rage and then take a bunch of my eggs. I never got away with that. A good chunk of my other family members got away with that. I never got away with that. That's poop. There's a bunch of balls. I wouldn't want to get away with it if I didn't have to, but it was just ridiculous. It was stupid. But other than that, it was fun. I always loved looking for shit. And that prize wall always had some freaking bangers. There's always like some like tiny gifts and stuff, like tiny little things. The most, but there's also like always like some like really freaking top banana rewards, and you know, I mean, you kind of wanted those. Like you always wanted to pick those first. So no, whoever got the most eggs also picked first then, because I distinctly remember there was a time where me and the cousin I was closest to, he's actually his first name is the same name as one of my closest friends today. But he was a really fucking fun guy. We'd play Black Ops 2 Zombies like for like hours on end whenever he came over to my house for like a weekend or something. Like we'd literally like we'd wake up at like 12. We'd wake up, we'd do some stuff like eat, you know, like watch a show or something. And then from like 3 p.m. to like midnight, we'd freaking play Black Ops Zombies. And we never complained. It was a fucking blast. We'd love that stuff. But yeah, there was one time in particular where there was this board game-ish thing. It was an Angry Birds board game thing where you like set up the like there's some blocks it put in there. And you put the pigs on it, and then you shoot the birds at the thing with like a little slingshot thing. It was so freaking cool, and I wanted it. I really, really wanted it. So I was like, "Hey guys, please." This was one of the years where I only got like fucking maybe 5, 6, 7 eggs. So you know, I obviously wasn't going first compared to people like how like oh, I think I was literally the last person to go. So I think I might have only gotten like 5 or 4. So I was like, guys, come on, please. I'm not gonna get a lot of things. I really just want this thing. And pretty much everyone was in like a conclusive state. Like, okay, yeah, we won't take that. We didn't really want it anyway, but I mean, we'll just make sure not to. And this cousin, for whatever reason, and I will never understand his decision to do this, he took the thing I asked him not to take after saying he wouldn't take it. I guess me being excited about it made him be like, oh, but I mean, maybe it'd be kind of cool. Maybe I kind of want this too now. Which, I mean, all fairness in him, when it was his turn to go, if he wanted it, you should have taken it. But, I mean, after saying he wouldn't, kind of a dick move. Kind of a dick move. And I'm not gonna lie. Kind of a dick move. But, yeah. As a result, I made an even dickier move and deleted his save file on my Pokemon game. Or, no, it was Mario Kart. Or it was something. It was some game. It wasn't going to be Pokemon because there's only one save file at a time. So what fucking game was it? That he was trying to, like, unlock stuff. I don't know, it was Paper Mario? I don't remember what game it was, but whatever game it was, oh, maybe even Luigi's Mansion. I think it was Luigi's Mansion, because I got Dark Moon on the 3DS, and he was playing it before we started. And he made a whole new save file, and he was like, oh, well, this is fun. Because he also always brought games over for us to play. Like, on like his game, I had a Game Boy, like a DS, like Mario Kart DS and stuff. It was so much fun. But, yeah, I just petty deleted his save file of Luigi's Mansion. And he never really played it after the one time he played it, so he wasn't, like, He didn't really know, but I was like, yeah, that'll show him. You know, he's gonna feel so stupid now. Wow, what a fool, what a silly idiot, man. But yeah, that was like the one gift that I can even remember that I genuinely really wanted, because the rest of them were kind of small things or just like silly things. But but nowadays I love the silly things. Like if there was like, I think we got like a harmonica one time, and I fucking loved that harmonica. That's one of the things that made me start wanting to play harmonica, and that's like the one instrument that I'm like semi good at. But other than that, there was the only other toy that I can actually remember for whatever reason that I got was this like rhino toy from like Spider-Man, like the rhino. It was like a very, it was like it wasn't like a stiff figure. Like it was stiff enough that like it would kind of like stand up and be its own thing, but it almost felt like hardened kinetic sand. And it was like it was like a tiny little guy. It was a tiny little rhino, and I only remember just the feet, like seeing him like a tiny gray dude with like a little face, and then like just how like you can kind of move him around a lot, but he was so stiff and like he felt like velvet. It was really weird. It was a very bizarre toy. I don't understand, but I love that thing. Like I genuinely was like really excited to get that. And for those of you who are about to, you know, be like, "Damn, that cousin was such a dick," eventually, he actually gave it to me as a Christmas gift. It was opened and played with, but I didn't fucking care. It was cool. I just wanted it. And he gave it to me. I was like, oh, cool. I think it was like a year after, maybe. So, like, the year after Easter, like that, like the 8 months after Easter or whatever. I don't remember when Easter was. It was cool. It was very fun. Sorry. I'm just really fucking out of it today. But there was a ton of Easters that we did. I don't remember too much of the egg hunts in particular, except for just like the amount of rage I'd experienced during them, because my siblings or just like family members would get so many more than me, and then they'd take mine, and then I couldn't get them back. Like they wouldn't believe me. It was at one point. I was like, I wish I was sick again, because it was Jesus fucking Christ. I can't win here. But I also got like an Easter basket full of like little other trinkets and chocolates and stuff, and those were always fun. There was one time when I was sick, and this is the second time in a row at least that I was sick, and I was like, oh man, this sucks. And I asked my dad if he could ask my aunt to bring their dog, because they had a pug named Pork Chop that I always fucking wanted to see. He was awesome. And one was like, hey, I want to see him. So can you ask him to bring him in the car? And she did. And it was awesome. Like I remember they were getting ready to leave, and they were like, does he want to come downstairs and see him? And I'm like, hell yeah, I do. So he was just in the car, and I was like, hey, Pork Chop. Oh, he's a good man. He's so cute. I fucking love that dog. There was one point where we had to like dog sit him for like a couple days because my aunt was doing something important, so she couldn't watch over him. So we had to. Holy shit! It wasn't that wacky of a time. It was different of a time. We just had him like on our porch, and you just kind of like exist in there. Like always when we need to poop or something, we wouldn't like take him outside. We'd take him to our porch, not like our balcony area, because we had a balcony back in Brooklyn. It wasn't anything fancy, so don't get your holes up. It was pretty but it was a cool balcony. It was cool to have one. And yeah, we'd have him just piss in there or shit there, and then we'd just clean it up. Like we could have just taken him downstairs and then to like a tree, but no, we decided, hey, that's fair. Obviously, we took him on walks and stuff too, still, but yeah, it was just a weird. But yeah, I brought him with the car, and I was super happy about it. Like, oh yeah, And then they brought my basket, and they were like, "There you go." I'm like, "Yeah, candy, yeah." Even though I didn't really fucking care about candy. Thank God my family understood that. So the only got even like basic Hershey's chocolate. That's literally the only chocolate there's the only candy that I ate other than lollipops. I fucking love Dum Dums, dude. Dum Dums are awesome. But yeah, like I remember just getting a ton of like the little Hershey things, and I wouldn't eat like the Hershey eggs. I would just eat the Hershey, like the tiny bars, the fun-sized bars. Those are the only ones I ate. I didn't eat the crackles. I didn't eat the dark chocolates. I only had the milk chocolate Hershey's fun-sized bars. That's all I needed, and lollipops. And that's pretty much still kind of true, except I've kind of expanded the amount of candies that I eat. But again, it's not like I do it. I eat candy every day. So, yeah. Ballin', I will say. There was one thing. We also get, like, there'd be some stuffed animals up there, too. And I just remembered, after talking about pork chop, there was one Easter where they had these really, really cute stuffed bunnies. Like, stuffed, like, rabbits. And I got one at the end of the day. Because I was like, dude, fuck yeah, there's still one of these. And my sisters were like, we really want one, too. And there was, like, 3 of them. And so to make sure that they got them, they chose first. And I was like, I remember, like, they were, like, asking me not to get one. And I didn't. And there was still one left over after that. I was like, hell yeah, now I'm going to get it. And it was awesome. Which is exactly how it should have gone with the Angry Bird toy. I'm not having a stroke. I'm just hearing a lot of phlegm build up in the back of my throat. I'm fine. But yeah. That's how it should have gone. Hey, either way, it worked out for them. And it worked out for me because I still got one. And I was really excited. It was a little bunny. I don't remember what I named it. Because I didn't have much time to name it. Because one day, well, not one day, the exact same day, like an hour or so, like a few hours later, it was pretty close to when we were had to head on home. And I needed to pee. And their bathroom was upstairs. So I put my stuffed animal down, and it was, like, with some other things, and I just put them, like, right on, like, the base of the stairs. And I went upstairs to go use the bathroom. And I come back downstairs, and I'm about to go grab my rabbit, but 'twas no rabbit there. Just a pork chop. Just a cute little dog man. And he turned around, and my rabbit was in his mouth, completely destroyed. As a kid, I did not take long in the bathroom at all. Obviously, I still don't, but as a kid especially, I would pull down pants, pee, pull up pants, wash hands for like maybe a few seconds, and then I'd be out of the door. It was gross, I know, but still, that's how it was. So he had no more than like 30 seconds to do that. And it's like the moment I put it down, he was like waiting for someone to drop his favorite toy. And then he just freaking shredded it to pieces. And I was so upset. But then, yeah, it was just, I remember my aunt said that she should get me another one, or like another like stuffed animal or something. I don't know if I did. I think I did. I got like one of those like pillow pal things. This might have been a completely separate Easter or Christmas as a whole, but I got like a stuffed animal with like a pillow, and I named him Moo because he was a cow in a barn, and I was really clever. As a kid, that freaking Moo was like an icon in my house because we always loved just playing with shit, and Moo was one of the stuffed animals that I used to kind of just create a story. So he would be the one telling the story. He'd be making this insane battle scene with all these other stuffed animals. And at the end, he'd literally just wrap them all up in a blanket, and he'd flip it over, and then he'd be like, ta-da! And then that was the entire bit. That was the Moo bit. He would make some super elaborate story, and it would always end the exact same way, with him flipping over all the things, like wrapping them in a blanket, and then just throwing them to the side and be like, hey, look at me, I did it. And for some unknown reason, my fucking siblings ate that up. They thought it was the funniest thing. They were just like, where's this gonna go? And then they all seemed to just forgot where it went, because it just went to the to the flippies, and then they were like, oh my god, this is amazing. It was so fucking fun. It was hilarious. It was just it was a good time. It wasn't an Easter time, but it was still a good time. But Easter, everybody. I didn't really eat things on Easter, except for just the candy, so I don't have much like Easter food stories to tell about my times over there. And I mean, yeah, Easter was always fun. I don't remember when the last one was, but it was a lot of. I think it wasn't with a family, like a bunch of table stuff. It was I think we just had like money in the eggs, which caused a lot of just unnecessary, just fuck yous from everybody. So we didn't really do that anymore. I think that was kind of just the end of an era of fun egg time. I know it's dark. You can't really tell what's happening, but this is the end of the episode. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. No, not at the end of the episode. What am I talking about? After we stopped doing it at my grandma's house, after we had it at my grandma's house, we, for a bit, have been doing, well, obviously for the past few years, we've been doing them at our house. And there was one time where, oh, my back is fucking killing me. There was one Easter where we had it at our apartment, and it was awesome. It was really fun. When I say fun, I didn't really have a great time. But it was, how it was stationed. It was, like, I liked the egg hunt, but that was honestly about it. But I mean, the first half of the day was pretty shitty for me. I was just in a bad mood, so I didn't really have as much fun. But towards the end of the day, and like it was a lot better. Don't want to seem like a spoiled asshole. But or just I don't know. But I had fun. I'm just shut up. But it was me, my sisters. It was my main family. So my older brother, my two sisters, me. And then she invited one of her friends, and I invited my girlfriend at the time. And we just were like, okay, we're just gonna sit around, have a nice little fun Easter. We had like some food, like made. Like my mom, I think my mom went to go see somebody, so she had her own Easter plans. And so our Easter plans were pretty much just watch some stuff, eat some food. And then my older brother would hide some eggs around the kitchen, and we in the living room and stuff. And then we try to find them. And there was money in those too, might I add. This is a money day. Well, my family always put money in the eggs when we were doing it, because we were too old to fucking care about the candy ones or the. So it was fun. It was fun though. It was for good fun. There was a lot of eggs, and I remember that Easter egg hunt, because I kicked major ass at it. I got all 3 of the golden eggs, which all had, I think, like $20 each in them. I think there was like maybe like 100, 150 total money in the thing. I walked away with like 80, almost $90, and everyone else had like tiddlywinks of change. It was fucking awesome. This was a year when I didn't really share it. I think I gave like 20 of it to like my girlfriend or whatever, but other than that, it was kind of just like a haha, I have money. And I don't remember what I blew it on, but I don't have it today, so obviously I blew it on something. But it was nice. It was a fun time. And after that, I think I kind of just like warmed up, because at that time I was just like, I was upset at something. And everyone was kind of just like, alright, and then they just let me be upset in my room. They didn't ask questions. They didn't care, which is cool, because I was just being a real big asshole about it. It's cool. But yeah, it was a fun old time. After me being in my feelings, fun old time. Food. I feel like just mac and cheese was like the go-to, which is the greatest go-to the world's ever seen, might I add. If you're gonna have a basic staple for food, you wanna make it something good. Mac and cheese is great. as long as you're not an idiot, you can't really fuck up mac and cheese that bad. So there really shouldn't be a problem with doing mac and cheese. So like with ham and stuff, you know, with meat, you know, there's always a chance someone does it wrong or does it in a way you won't really like or whatever. But mac and cheese, there's not really many ways to go about it. You used to add some fucking cheese, some pasta, and with us we added, you know, tomato soup as well. But if you don't want to do that, that's cool. That's cool. I had so many friends call it disgusting. Like even the girlfriend at the time was like, that sounds gross. But then she had some, and like, oh wow, this is really fucking good. At least I remember, from what I remember. I could easily be like lying to myself. She might have thought it was disgusting, but I remember them liking it. It's the best damn mac and cheese ever. And I remember there's one event that we went to for like a club thing, and we were asking like our favorite Thanksgiving dishes, and I was like, there's this mac and cheese my mom makes, and everybody but one guy who was sitting right in front of me thought it was an absolutely disgusting idea. But there's one guy like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. I don't know why everyone's hating on that. I'm like, yeah, thank you. See, someone gets it. So I guess it's not the majority. I don't know why in my head I was like, yeah, so obviously everyone loves it. If that one guy said, hey, that sounds pretty okay. But yeah, it's good food, good times with eggs. I like Easter. However, I've had a lot of weird Easters, but the last two have been nothing but fun. That's why I'm in my head. I'm like, Easter's pretty great. But yeah, and obviously, you know, some bad times can ruin any holiday or any day in general. But I don't try to let those memories seep in to my brain too much. I don't really care much for the bad times, because that's not fun. Bad times ain't fun. Why am I gonna think about them if they aren't fun? You know. But that is unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunately all the time I have for you today. It's just that I literally can't think of anything else in my head. I mean, I guess I can talk about the Easter egg hunt at my apartment. It was kind of, I mean, yeah, obviously other than that, in fact, I already talked about it. There was, yeah, I made way with most of the money, but there was one egg, the last egg we couldn't find. It wasn't really worth much anyway, but it was the one egg that we couldn't find, and we scavenged the place. My brother knew where it was, because he actually kept a good track of where all the eggs were. And he was like, oh, there's one egg left. You guys gotta find it. And we couldn't for the life of me find it. And he said, alright, it's not in the living room. So we knew it had to be in the kitchen. So there was like 4 of us just scavenging this kitchen. It's like, there's gotta be eggs somewhere. And there's a box of cheddar whales, which is like a goldfish ripoff, that I like shook around. I even like opened to an extent, and I closed it, and then I was like, there's something in there. And eventually my twin sister finds it in there, in the fucking box that I opened. And I was like, what? How did... And apparently it was just pushed down a little bit. And my brother... I think the reason my sister looked there is because my brother started laughing like a little bit after I did that, and I couldn't tell what he was laughing at because like a little bit of time had passed, so I kind of forgot I even checked that box. And then my sister was like, oh, look over there. And then he found it. And then she found it. And then I was like, oh, huh. Guess the egg's hers. I think it was like $5, which is cool. You know, $5 is pretty great. That's just it. Even if I walked out of those things with like $10, I wouldn't really be that mad. It's still just free money for me anyway, so I'm not gonna fucking complain. Of course, I fucking destroyed ass at that. Except for this year. This year I lost by a little bit, but she found way more eggs than me. I just got really, really lucky with the amounts that I found. Yeah. Other than that, I guess now we can call it there. I'm like cycling in my head all like the Easter memories that I can really think of, and I'm just trying to find anything else I didn't talk about. I think I talked about pretty much everything I need to, so that's my Easter experience for you. If you guys had any fun Easter experiences, let me know. Because, you know, I always love listening to people talk. But it's one of my favorite things. Just listening to other people talk. So, you know, me being the talking guy, really, really cool idea, I gotta say. I kid. I don't kid. It's non-sarcastic. I'm saying it sarcastically. I mean that non-sarcastically. That's how I kid. I kid with the tone. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for tuning into Stranded Deep in Conversation. I really love that name. That's the only reason that this is still going in this. I was considering just kind of like playing anything. I was like, oh, you're at Cannibal Crossing and just having like me voice over like 45 minutes of playing that or something. But I like the name of the series too much. It's too much of a golden name for me to change the idea. Maybe somewhere down the line. I don't know. Oh, I gotta go. Bye. No, I don't have to go. I am going because I'm not gonna extend this longer than I have to. Even though for the past like 3 minutes I've said that I'm going now. Toodles. Fuck this. I'm not clicked out of the game. Bye, everybody. Yeah.